Well, it's bad news for London. I think we've been anticipating this because we've heard from the Commissioner about his worries about police numbers. We heard from Sadiq Khan about the worry about the settlement we could get for transport infrastructure, and it's all proven to be true. There isn't really anything in there for London this time, and it's a proper disappointment because London can be the engine of growth for the whole economy, and we have our own inequality that we need to address too, and it's a shame that the Chancellor's not recognised it. In terms of the spending review overall, I mean, the truth is that there's just not going to be as much money available to go around in the first place, partly because the government's failed to get growth going in the way that it intended to, and the cost of debt has increased as well. And so that means that people like the Met Police are going to look at having to cut again after being promised that they would get more funding. And for me, the number one issue on the doorstep is still the NHS and social care. This is something the government says is a priority, but I speak to my local NHS trust and they're told that their building is still going to be delayed into the 2030s, and they said that the uplift that they are getting in funding just about covers the wage uplifts that they have to give, and they're looking at having to make efficiencies
that's
too.
An important point to remember.
Sadiq Khan might be trying to advocate, but I think he wasn't listened to. If you hear the transport infrastructure announcements last week, it did pretty much exclude London. My London borough, Sutton, we don't have a tube stop. We don't have the London Overground service. There was once a tram proposal that got cancelled. We know that we would hugely benefit from the so-called Croydon bottleneck project, which you may have discussed in this programme before, which was open up rail capacity into our borough. We'd like to see that investment come so that Sutton can be a full part of London. Last year during the mayoral election, Sadiq Khan claimed that a Labour mayor working for Labour government would be a game changer for the city. But just now he's released a statement criticising the spending review for underfunding the Met Police, failing to invest in our transport infrastructure and potentially making the housing crisis in our capital worse. Was Sadiq Khan wrong to put his trust in this Labour government?
Why does the government not want to spend it?
I think it's about perception, because I think if you did it based on the facts, you'd recognise that the investment in London would generate growth, which you can then spend the benefits of elsewhere. You'd also recognise that we have severe disadvantage and inequality in London as well, and you want to level that up within London as well as across the country. I fear that it might be a sort of slightly reactionary move to the progress that Reform are making in many other parts of the country, and they want to sort of put the investment there to keep Reform at bay. But that's not a good way to run the country. That's running it on the basis of politics, and they should be running it on the basis of the evidence.